It is time to get raw. It is time to get down. It is time for the Rawdown, the number one source for all things WWE, right here at the Turnbuckle Tavern. I am your host, Young Anthony of the Titantron and the Classic Match Classroom, joined as always by my co-host in crime, Boney Shivani of Coming Down the Aisle, and the MVP Marco of the Chick Foley Show. Gentlemen, how are we doing?
It's me, Boney Shivani, and we're here live, and there's no sting.
Oh my god!
You gotta go that high pitch.
How's everyone doing? It's a good week to be a wrestling fan, especially here at the tavern, because we are 7 days away from WrestleMania. Actually, we're not 7 days away from WrestleMania. We are 7 days away from something even better than WrestleMania, Rawdown Mania, ladies and gentlemen. The biggest show in the Turnbuckle Tavern's history, proclaimed by us, of course.
Yes,
I'm the tag team champions.
I'm the tag team champion.
I think I'm the tag team champions.
Yeah. You know, there is so much buzz going into this show. All jokes aside, this has to be one of our biggest shows yet. And I don't know if we'll ever be able to top this show. Next week, of course, WrestleMania predictions are coming.
Oof.
We have some tavern folks in the chat. Jaden, welcome in. Tyson, you know what time it is. You know what that means.
Hey,
Tyson
shout out to
is
Tyson. Tyson tomorrow's gonna have his some surgery. So
Yeah,
Tyson.
Shout out to you. But yes, Rawdown Mania next week. And, you know, WrestleMania, you know, around this time, you always get some surprises. It's almost like you never know who is going to show up. Hollywood has returned. First of all, boom and boom. Bye-bye. See you later. It is time for a bit of sense and sanity right here at the Turnbuckle Tavern, or should I say, where is it? Where is it? A Titantron takeover, if you will. Hollywood has returned. And you know what? It's just so funny to me how we all talk about, WrestleMania, the biggest weekend, biggest stars, biggest show. And yet here is the biggest star of them all, not even on the card. We got young Anthony, who I must say is a dapper young fellow, got a bright future ahead of him, sure, doing great things over at the Classic Match Classroom. Shout out to Tyler. But then we have some low-life mid-carders on the card. All right, Rawdown Mania is nothing without a true star like yourself. Let's talk about this real quick. We got J-Bone. All right, J-Bone is a nobody. You want to talk about Cody Rhodes coming to the WWE? This is a bigger letdown than having Stardust show up at WrestleMania. Oh, let's bring J-Bone into the mix of things. J-Bone, the only thing coming down the aisle at Rawdown Mania is going to be me to kick your ass in the predictions because, well, I'll get to that in a minute. I got to talk about the MVP Marco. That's a great nickname, Marco. I wonder who picked that out. You know, the MVP. You could talk about whatever the MVP stands for. I'll tell you what the MVP stands for. Marco's very stupid. Marco's very stupid. That's what MVP stands for. You know, this is ridiculous. Oh, and look at these guys coming up in the chat. That's great. Thanks for coming. Thanks for coming. Tyson's always here for the support. Acefield. This is ridiculous. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I could hijack the show all I want. I could take the show over all I want. What the bottom line is, this show and this tavern is nothing, and I mean nothing, without me, Hollywood Young Tony, the self-professed #1 bullshit artist in all of professional wrestling. Yours truly, Hollywood Young Tony. And that's why I'm here to announce officially right here on Rawdown. It is I, Hollywood Young Tony, who is going to be making his predictions debut at the Rawdown Mania, the #1 spot to make your debut. WrestleMania, I feel like Fandango making his debut in WrestleMania, and I'm going to win it all. The bottom line is this. When it comes down to predictions, I am the #1 predictor, all right? It's no secret, I'm the biggest WWE fan that there is. I have the inside scoop with Vince McMahon himself, to the point where I'm just going to get every prediction correct. Everything is going to be correct on my end. There is no way that I can lose. And so, ladies and gentlemen, when it comes down to it, there is no way that I'm going to lose at Rawdown Mania, and there is no one that can stop me. Oh, shit. Oh, God.
Okay. Now, one thing that I can assure you is there is somebody that can stop you, and that's me.
God damn it.
Yeah. So
okay.
I'm here to tell you, Hollywood, that next week you will not be here making predictions. You will not be a part of this show.
What are you talking about?
What I'm talking about is the fact that next week when we do this prediction show, I will be here to make sure.
Oh, that's going to help the ratings, sure.
But you're not going to be here. That's the thing. President Sneed puts his foot down, and I said I don't show up unless I have to. This is in one of those instances, and you're not going to be here. So listen, next week, there will be some surprises. You won't be one of them.
Surprises.
There will be some surprises, and I will be here at the top of the show to reveal these surprises, and I'll be here to keep order. I'll be here to keep you out, and I'll have a few aces up my sleeve.
Few aces up your sleeve.
Yep.
You know, I'm sure that Rawdown Mania is going to do great and all with you being on the show. Whatever you want to call yourself this week.
It's going to do better with me on here than it will with you. And if it doesn't, we'll never know, because you're not going to be on here. You're not making your predictions. Oh, I believe I do see a comment on here too. Yeah. You're out of here, bud. Gone.
Pal.
Well, you're going to have to say that again, because Hollywood Tony muted your mics, and
Well,
Yeah.
what I was saying, it's good. It's good to have you back, Captain Schizo.
Wow, man, cut quite the scathing promo.
Yeah,
Oh,
on us.
like what is this? What is this?
that did not go according to plan. That is for sure.
Yeah, yeah. This isn't the Anthony show. This is the motherfucking Rawdown show.
Well,
You pull
thankfully,
that
it's not the
crap
Hollywood
again.
Tony show
Yeah.
anymore. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you heard it here first. Next week, Hollywood Tony will not be here.
Thank God.
I know, right?
I don't know
Jeez.
how the show is going to survive without him, but
It'll survive.
apparently there will be a few surprises next week. I don't know exactly what that's going to be, but hey,
I mean,
you're just going to have to wait and see next week, I guess, ladies and gentlemen.
Hollywood Tony, more like Hollywood dickhead, right?
Yeah.
All right, guys. Yeah.
All right,
Yeah,
all right.
that
I
guy.
deserve it.
I can't wait to see this
I deserve
ace. I can't wait to see this ace he's got up his sleeve.
it. An ace up his sleeve. I know.
It's pretty
Yeah.
entertaining, though. I'll give him that.
He
Hollywood
is.
Tony's an entertaining guy.
Fucking
He
like a
had me laughing.
monkey. Dropping the bionic elbow, baby. Freak out, yeah.
Hollywood Tony, everyone, the #1 bullshit artist in all of professional wrestling.
Well, hold on.
There's some
Don't do
others,
that.
but-
There's a lot more actually. Other bullshit artists.
Oh boy, what a way! We're already 10 minutes in, and we have not talked about any professional wrestling or sports entertainment since we're on the Rawdown. So let's get right into it with our first segment of the night.
Outside the ropes.
adrenaline in the soul. Cody Rhodes has officially signed with the WWE. Well,
pump the brakes. Pump the
all right.
brakes.
All right. As official as we can get without, fully getting the confirmation. Cody Rhodes apparently signed his contract per Fightful. He has signed his contract. What was it? 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So now he is set to face Seth Rollins at WrestleMania, and he is apparently set to be on the Raw after WrestleMania. Going forward, he will be on Raw, and the rumor is that the winner of Seth Rollins versus Cody Rhodes, aka Cody Rhodes, will be facing Roman Reigns at WrestleMania Backlash. That is a rumor that I don't know if it's that confirmed. I don't know who confirmed it, honestly, so who knows? But definitely a way to bring in Cody, putting him on Raw, giving him a Raw after WrestleMania spot. I wouldn't be surprised if he started the show, and going up against Roman. So let's start it off with Boney, the man himself. What are your thoughts on the whole Cody saga? We've finally reached here.
Well, last week I said I was about 2.5% confident.
Yeah, look at that.
I've risen.
That's why you always stay in the middle. You always stay in the middle.
I rose. My confidence level is now up to 45%.
Look at you. I can't even get a positive. Why only 45% this week?
Man, it's just like there's some reputable people who've commented, yeah, okay, it's happening, and look, I know there's a lot of folks trying to throw off the scent. The sister kind of what she tweeted out, like something like, I know my old man the best. He would be proud of you with what's next to come. With what's next to come, him being in the mid card, like, I mean, come on, like
Fickle.
I mean, are we really set to believe that, like, and look, I know stranger things have happened in WWE, but are we really meant to believe, like, hey, all that stuff you said, we know you were just joshing, I can't picture him in WWE, to be honest with you. It's hard for me to picture and him to be the top tier. I mean, he will be. He's got to be. I mean, like we talked about a couple of weeks ago, for him to sign, I do have a hot take. Hit that hot take button for me.
Hot takes here. Get your hot takes here.
I think that's probably one of the biggest reasons why he's coming back. Maybe there was some backstage heat with the game, from way back when. And now that Triple H is not really in a position to manage Cody Rhodes' career, maybe he's, changing the different tune because of that. I mean, look at the Throne Breaker stuff and calling out Triple H and NXT, and maybe because there's been no stranger when you look at he's friends with Matt Cardona. Matt Cardona has said in the past, that Triple H would come up to him with a piece of paper, jab him in the throat, and and just like really mess with him.
Yeah.
Like the Miz's career, that crop of guys, that crew, like clique, if you want to call it. Cardona, Ziggler, those guys never really reached their potential. You always hit that glass ceiling. So are we meant to believe that? Oh, I was forgiven. I don't know. What you think, Marco?
So let me wait before we get into Marco, because I want to hear what you think about this. So if Cody doesn't show up, you're at 45%. Do you still believe that Braun Breaker is the alternative, or do you think that there's someone else?
No,
I just need to know at this point.
No.
No, like
no. It's good. Yeah, for me, it's Cody. It's always been ever since he didn't resign. I'm not gonna sway. I'm not being swayed by any old things that he used to say about the WWE. I'm not being swayed by that promo or whatever he posted about. I think Ace Field actually said, we're going to go on a wild ride. I think that's done. I don't think that's a part of what's happening now. I think that was something that was said before he signed, or before he didn't sign, I should say. I think that was going to be the whole thing. I think he had a storyline in mind when he was going to sign with AEW when that was said. But now that's not happening. I'm not even acknowledging what he said at all.
I mean, like even like you go back in January, one of his last promos in AEW, he referenced, we're not going to change our our names to Gunther McGillibuddy or whatever. We're not going to go to hip toss school. I mean, it's just hard for me to be like, yeah, no, you know what? Because you lose all credibility, whether it's a work or not. You still lose credibility as your character, Cody Rhodes, or as your person, Cody Rhodes.
Well, Well, speaking of work, Chad is in the chat and he says, had this discussion with Mike Belcaster, and he said, can he sign to WWE and it still be a work? And if so, how long does a contract have to be for it to be 100% shoot?
They have to be in cahoots with WWE in order for this to be if everyone's saying this is a work, like Tony Khan, Nick Khan, they'd all have to be in agreement that, hey, yeah, Cody's gonna just have a stint in WWE for a little bit, and then he's gonna hop back over to AEW because this is a part of a whole. That's not fathomable to me whatsoever. That does not.
It really isn't, because Vince
does
is
not work at all.
Yeah, I was going to say, why would
Vince
the
is
WWE do something like that? First of all, Cody has outwardly said, as Acefield said, I'm getting ready to go on a ride that's just bizarre and not the path you think. We're not doing what's been done before. If you hear something like that, and then you get an offer from Tony Khan and Cody Rhodes saying, yeah, we're gonna be in the company WWE for maybe a year, 2 years, and then we're gonna come back to AEW and we're gonna laugh in your face.
But that's
what do you think Vince and Nick Khan is gonna say? Oh yeah, totally, we'll do that. Why not?
Yeah, exactly. That's not to me. That's not a work. If he goes and signs a 2-year deal, he's not still associated with AEW. He has no contract with them. The only ties he has obviously is friends, Nick Khan, all that stuff, the partnerships and everything. But if you're signing a deal with another company, you're with that company. There's no that's it. Especially with WWE, you think they're gonna Vince McMahon, Nick Khan's gonna let him spew any AEW positivity on their show? That's definitely not happening.
As much
they would
as
have
Vince,
to be in cahoots, in order for that to be a whole work, and for him to it's a 2-year work. I'm gonna sign for WWE for 2 years, possibly ruin my whole career in wrestling, and then go back. That just seems like it's people just trying to make up excuses until they don't want to believe that he's actually leaving. That's the thing.
Yeah.
He's gone. That's
Chad
it.
said, if you remember, TK was talking about WWE reaching out to gain rights to tons of his talent for documentaries, but they would have to do something for me. Does it fit? No. I think documentaries.
We're gonna pay your guy millions of dollars to work for it. No, no.
I think at this point, yeah, I know. At this point, any type of conversation that we're having about this being a work, it's gonna have to be a complete stretch for me. I mean, I can't see a situation where Tony Khan, Vince McMahon, they're in cahoots to the point where they're saying, yeah, Cody Rhodes is going to continue his story from AEW on WWE programming, and then he's going to come back in, let's say, 2 years. Why would Vince McMahon do that? If anything, that's just building up AEW.
Vince McMahon, he's a very smart businessman, and he's also very carny. Okay, let's not forget about that. And he knows better than that. I'm not going to let this guy go to my rival promotion. I'm not going to invest TV time.
Yeah.
And it's just all strange to me. Honestly,
don't work yourself into a shoot.
Hey, brother.
I think everyone's doing that. I think everyone's working themselves into a shoot. That's what I think.
Yeah. Maybe. And you might be right, but it's just,
yeah.
I don't know. That's why I'm at 45%. I mean, I'll believe it when I see it. Basically,
I wish Tom was in the chat, because he was from the start. He's been saying that this is a work. So
I've been saying it's a work too.
That's true.
But it's hard to really contest. Mike Johnson, PW Insider, he usually nails it on the head.
Yeah, he does.
Fightful is pretty good. Most of the time, when they're not can't do cancel culture.
What about Uncle Dave? You know, no Uncle Dave.
Fuck Uncle
Is he-
Dave.
I just had to throw his name out there. Just
Hey,
Well,
but you
his
know what?
ass got saved from this. He was the one that was really starting up
Yeah.
with the Cody,
Yeah.
got signed and everything.
It
So
was.
I'll
He's
give him
lucky.
this time.
He's lucky.
Chad says 15 years from now, if a documentary comes out shedding light on TK and Vince working the entire industry, everyone would shit their pants.
Yes, yes, I
Very
would.
true. Welcome, Nicole Bellcaster. Get the other Bellcaster in here. Let's have a party.
He's too busy playing 2K22.
That's true. I would do the same if I was him. I mean, is there anything else to say on Cody? I mean, that already hasn't been said across these last few months.
Well, okay, so real quick, that was the first I heard about it being and so I have an issue with the storyline itself, to be honest with you. Okay, because I mean, if it's just a straight match with Seth versus Cody, it's fine. Okay, whatever. But if you're going to play this as, okay, this is like an eliminator match and the winner goes to the championship match, how the hell are you not, promoting it? I mean, I know you got 3-4 weeks or whatever after Mania, but like, that's just ridiculous. Like, because it's number 2, number 3 here in the company, we got to automatically do a championship match. And you're going to, I mean, I don't think you can't put Cody already in a championship match, second pay-per-view, right?
Well, here's my thing, and I keep forgetting that we have a unification match on our hands for WrestleMania. So if anything, if Cody's going to be on Raw, Roman's not going to be holding those belts on for a long time. Although I would like him to, maybe it's going to be a unification. So it could either go one of two ways. One, Roman versus Cody, somehow Roman drops the WWE title to Cody, or they unify both belts, which I'm hearing could be the case. I don't know what's going to be going on with that, but they unify both belts, and then they create, I don't know, another championship so that Cody wins that on Raw. Either way,
God, that's so stupid.
I know, but that's the only way that I can think about it, because they are also saying that they might unify the championships completely.
I mean, they are saying, I mean, the match, it's in the title of the match. It's saying a championship
winner take all unification.
Yeah, so they are definitely unifying those titles.
But every time that we've seen a unification match, at least within the last few years, you've held on to both belts. It's not like they're merging them. So
on the ladies, they said it was just a winner take all. They didn't say anything about a unification. Like, if you go back, they never said it was going to be unified. The women's titles.
Look, we've got some comments that I want to get to real quick. But yes, you are right. The unification. I totally didn't even think about that. Acefield says Hall and Nash and WCW and the Montreal Screwjob ignited the wrestling boom in the 90s. So this could modern day backdoor dealings with millionaires and billionaires to stoke the flames and create controversy. He continues and says, I think it's a shoot, but there is a world where WWE and AEW are working together. Precedent has been set with WWF working with ECW back in 1996. I agree with that 100%. I would love to see that, and I love.
But this is an ECW.
No,
exactly.
They're bigger than ECW. Yeah, AEW is more of a prominent, like they're on cable. They're all over the place. I mean,
although I do
ECW
love
was public, access television at the time. You had to watch it like at 3 a.m.
It's like ROH on the Sinclair network. Anyways, Pro Wrestling Podcast.
Bony Rhodes, I like it.
Rhodes.
I like that.
That might be the next.
Flip, flap, and fly, baby.
Chad goes on to says, with you 100% Ace Field. This is pro wrestling. Anything could be on the table. Anything. History dictates that this would be some extraordinary supernatural thing. Agreed completely. It's a shoot, but a work would not shock me in the slightest. And in the grand scheme, the work would draw so much more money for both companies than the shoot. And Acefield finally says, Vince does not see them as a competition, though as dumb as that is on his end. Very true. Very true. A lot of good comments tonight. Keep it going, folks.
He looks at everything as competition,
Yeah.
He thrives on competition.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
If anything, I mean, it wouldn't be out of the realm.
Destroy lives.
Oh, where is it? It's too late for that. But I mean, it wouldn't be out of the realm of possibility for Vince to see this as a way to fuel competition again, bringing in Cody Rhodes, and hell, if we're going the route of the work, sending him back to keep that story going and get the competition flowing.
I mean, if he sends Cody back to AEW, he's sending him back as all credibility gone, like star power stripped. everything. He's not going to be a bit like that's how Vince McMahon is. He's sending him like with no star power whatsoever back to AEW. He's going to strip that
Hot
dude.
takes
If that,
here. Get your hot takes here.
I don't know about that. I feel like Cody being in WWE and returning back to AEW alone would make him a hot topic.
no, I mean, if we're going by Vince McMahon being a competitor, in this not being a work essentially, I could see him definitely taking their founder, the founder of that company, the guy that built it from the ground up, or one of the people that did it, and then sending him back as half a man essentially.
Yeah.
Don't ever think.
I mean,
you can do
that's
that.
fair too. It just really depends how you twist the story, because
Yeah,
if it comes down to, Vince can do anything in WWE with Cody, and then Cody comes back. For me, it's just seeing the fact that Cody goes to WWE and comes back. So not only is he technically the first big AEW guy to jump ship to WWE, he would be the first guy to jump back. So flip-flopping all over the place. I guess you can look at it from either way, but Chad also says, how long before Cody is right where he was on the card before he left WWE? Mid.
I mean,
I enjoy destroying lives.
I have a crazy hot take too. Like, maybe throw up the hot take there.
Hot takes here. Get your hot takes here.
I'm not sure if it's going to be from Roman Reigns, but Cody Rhodes is definitely holding the WWE Championship.
Acknowledge me.
I'm not sure if that's a hot take for anybody, but he's not holding a mid-card title.
It'll happen.
He can't.
He is.
I mean,
well, I was about to hit the hot takes for this comment. I was about to, just like what you said. I don't think he'll ever hit the mid card, but it also depends on what you consider the mid card to be, because for a lot of fans, it's a lot of different things. Like we were just talking about a few weeks ago, being on the mid card in WrestleMania, being in the mid match, if it's technically the main event spot, whatever it may be. Yep. Some people consider the mid card to be, in a competitive match with Sami Zayn versus for the Intercontinental title. Some consider the mid card right in the middle to be jobbing out to Omos. So the possibilities are endless with WWE fans.
Yeah.
Who's to say he even wins against Rollins? I mean, let's think about that.
That's
okay.
I guess that's something.
I don't even see him beating Rollins. People were saying, "Well, let's jump into that." What does WWE love to do? Right when they get a new talent, you gotta prove yourself, pal. God damn, we're here to shake things up a little bit. Well, you know what? They're not gonna let him win.
Well, I guess we're going to be taking this title and moving it over here because
oh my god,
that is that's enough to give me a championship win next week.
Hey pal, I still got the fucking title right here.
I got a title over there, and it's a blue one. We got to unify these motherfuckers. We have a lot of stuff that I missed. Acefield says, follow that, though. Roman would have to drop it being stripped because they are not giving Roman Brock year-long rub to Cody. Yes. So this is also something. I mentioned it a few weeks ago, but is Cody really going to be the one to dethrone Roman? And this will probably be our last kind of topic on Cody before we move on, because there's only so much we can talk about the guy, and I'm sure we're going to be talking about them for the next year or so. But do you build up Roman Reigns since SummerSlam of 2020? Have him be one of 5 men in the longest world title reign picture? I saw a graphic with him and Hogan and Pedro Morales and Bob Backlund and Bruno. Do you have this guy that they are putting all of their money on? He is the top guy. No one comes close to him. Everyone says, even AEW fans say that this is the best thing that WWE is doing, hands down. All of this just so Cody Rhodes, not a young guy. Sure, he's technically one of the in his prime guys. I think the tweet said, you had Roman, Drew, and Cody are all 36. Seth is 35. So do you have all of this built just to lose to Cody Rhodes? Which I'm not saying it in a bad way. Like Cody, it'll make him as big of a star as you want him to be. That's a letdown for me. If you have Cody be the one to beat him, because it doesn't make sense in any type of story. You need to build someone properly to beat Roman.
Yeah.
You need, a young guy. It could even be someone like, Seth Rollins, but there has to be a right story behind it. For me, I don't see any story behind Cody versus Roman unless they really drag it out.
And that's the thing. Like, that's why some of this just doesn't make sense to me, because if you're going to have, winner goes on, I know that's, rumor.
We don't know that. I mean, that's a rumor right now.
Yeah, winner goes on to the Backlash or whatever, like, really, we're going to do that? We're going to, and we just saw Seth and Roman 2 months ago. Why not save it? I don't know. Like,
well, I was just using Seth as an example.
Yeah.
Because
well, no, I know, but
yeah.
But because the rumor
for me,
thing
Seth
is,
and Roman has more of a story than anything like
I
Roman
agree.
and Cody would do.
I agree. No, I agree. But why not save that for a SummerSlam or a Royal Rumble or even maybe a Mania next year or something?
Yeah, exactly.
I think that's honestly a bigger story than Cody and Roman. Like, there's nothing there.
It just depends how you build it up. And behind
like you said,
someone to beat Roman, there has to be someone that has somewhat of a history or a story with Roman, or a young guy that you really build up. I'm talking like at least 6 months of build for whoever. If it's going to be Braun Breaker, he needs to be built up. If it's going to be someone like Seth Rollins, you need that story behind you. Cody, what ties do you have with Roman? Just the Shield versus the Rhodes family at that one pay-per-view? Like, there's not much.
It's nothing. It's nothing, and that's the issue with Cody going there. Like, look at the history of Rhodes in WWE. Okay, let's just look at it. Like, you had Dusty showed up in polka dots, and then brother Dustin shows up as shows up as Goldust, like, and look, don't get me wrong, I'm early Goldust, I'm here for it all day, baby. Like,
the artist formerly known as Goldust.
Well, that one that got a little sketchy. Then.
My thing with that is, Cody's in a different like playing field. He has a lot more stock this coming into the WWE than Dustin did, and then and Dusty Rhodes did. Yeah. Stock meaning, what he did outside of the WWE for his past like 5 to 6 years, making a name for himself outside the company, building another company that's flourishing right now, essentially. Like, I mean, he's coming back to the company with more on his plate than his brother and his father did.
Yeah, that's just lazy booking, though, to me. Like,
well, we don't. The other thing is we don't know what storyline they go with. We don't know like what they have. Like, this has probably been like cooked up for, like you said, he signed 2 weeks ago. This might have been something even before that they've been like, we don't know the storyline. We don't know what's going to happen. We don't know if it's going to be. It could be a long feud with Seth Rollins, and then moving on to Roman Reigns. It could be Seth Rollins win the title at some point, and then him and Cody facing. And then Cody taking the title from Sid. He might not be the one to dethrone, because you still have Bobby Lashley as a contender to Roman Reigns. You still have Drew McIntyre out there once he gets away from Slappy Happy Corbin or whatever his name is. Once he gets out of that, and if you think about it, who else besides like I'm assuming Brock's gone after this. Like, he's probably going to take another hiatus after.
He's going back to Saskatchewan. He's going
so like who's
going
to like who in that company's dethroning? Like, there's 3. It's Seth, it's McIntyre, it's Bobby Lashley, and Bobby Lashley isn't even around. Who knows when he's coming back? So it's really just McIntyre and Seth Rollins. You need that third. There's always like a fourth main event guy. Like, even with The Rock, Undertaker, Stone Cold, and Triple H. Like, there was always like a four-man scene in the main event scene, and there isn't right now in the WWE. And I think Cody's going to be that fourth guy once he steps in.
They still need to build talent for the future.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, I mean, they're trying, but NXT 2.0 is in the
Wendy
That's
Chu is
the-
going to be the next WWE Hall of Famer.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, I mean that's a given.
Hey man, if Queen Charmel can get in the Hall of Fame, I think Wendy Chu can as well.
Oh, you mean Booker T for this third King Booker? For his
Three time. Look, I'll say this. I mean, I saw that tweet the other day that I was mentioning with Seth, Roman, Cody, and Drew all being around 30 years old, 35 years old for that matter. If them going forward, you need to, and of course I say you need, like they're going to really do this, but if you build around those 4 guys as your main event talent and use NXT 2.0 to start building in that younger talent, Braun Breaker, Carmelo Hayes, Grayson Waller, then you really have a good future behind you.
Grayson Waller's
4
not
guys,
the fucking future.
Because then those 4 guys will become, the stepping stones, if you will, for the younger guys. It's just common sense.
I mean, I agree with you, John, but he's definitely their like cup of tea as far as like talent goes. He's I mean I don't like him really that much. I don't think he's like that great, but I could see them pushing him for some he already has the big bodyguard guy, that's like a making for a slimy heel superstar in that company anyway.
Anyways.
All right. It's enough Cody talk. We've got millions of Rawdown episodes to get to more Cody talk. I'm sure we're going to be talking about him next week and the week after that.
Loser of the WrestleMania weekend can only talk about Cody Rhodes and nothing else.
They have to sing the entire downstate theme song. In my soul.
Oh my god. Let's do some comments real quick before we move on to the next topic. Daniel Bryan syndrome has poisoned the well in WWE booking. WWE believes beating people weekly gets crowds behind them and creates new stars. They truly believe they created Bryan in that way. Laughable. He also says Gable Steveson should beat Roman in 2 years. Keep the title on him until SummerSlam 2023. That is some strong booking. He continues to say, kudos to Cody, say that 5 times fast, for going out and getting the bag, but it all feels of breaking up with your girlfriend because she treated you like shit. Talking shit about her and crawling back after she shows the slightest interest. Bad optics.
It really is. I mean, that's nailed it. Like, not good. It's not a good look.
Mike Belcaster has joined us to drop in a green jacket,
bro.
gold jacket. Who gives a shit? Get you the royalty check for that one.
Hey, only I can steal movie gimmicks, okay? Because I'm the uncreative one here, okay?
And I'm the tag team champions, but
okay, yeah, you're not. But
all right, what else do we have on Outside the Ropes? Boney, what do you want to talk about next? We were talking about some topics before.
We could talk about finally, on April 4th, we will see the debut of Veer.
Meh.
Not enough face paint. I don't get it. Not enough face paint.
Nah, I don't get it. Yes, ladies and gentlemen. After, I believe his promo started in October of 2021. After a name change from Veer to Veer Mahan, and everything in between, after constant memes and him just going completely viral on Twitter, after all of this, we can finally and officially say that Veer Mahan is coming.
He's
coming in a big way.
Not enough steroids.
I don't get it, man. I just don't get it, man.
He's definitely on my cut list.
All right, my cut list for this week has to be Veer Mahan and the Hardys.
Yeah. Well, hey, I'm right there with the Hardys. But anyways,
That's for the wrap-up show tomorrow, folks. So what do we think about Veer Mahan coming in and debuting the Raw after WrestleMania?
Speaking of the Hardys, he already has better face paint than Jeff Hardy.
Shut up. All right. We're
Wow,
not getting
hate.
into this
Wow.
one. We are not getting into this
Jeff
one.
Hardy hate.
I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it.
What a great beard that Veer has. You know,
Oh, look at that.
It is actually pretty clean.
You know, he's
Nice
got
and
the
conditioned.
look of a Vince McMahon, a fan in Vince. You know, he's
Yeah.
got a lot of beef. He's got beef, damn it.
I mean,
I think this is going to be Omos, which he's not even as big as Omos, but this is going to be, you know, Giant Gonzalez, Omos 2.0. You know, it's just.
yeah, I don't care.
Yeah.
I watched the
It was-
match,
it was-
and a matter of fact, I fell asleep in the middle of it.
it's way more fun him not showing up. That's where the fun was. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
don't give us a date. Just let him just appear. Don't let us know when he's showing
Yeah.
up. The whole fun
That's
of it
very
was like,
true.
when the hell was this dude gonna actually appear on Raw? But
Yeah.
I mean, they ruined it.
I mean, and not only did they ruin it, they told us when he's going to do it. Let's have him come out.
Yeah,
Like,
just
that'd have been a big pop. Where they're like, "Oh, it's Veer."
yeah, just like, or he comes out and just like looks around like, what? Where? He
Am I
drops his
finally
bags.
here? Did I make it?
I'm here.
Like missed opportunity, I guess. I mean,
But that's the
Just so we have something to talk about for this Veer segment. If you were to fantasy book Veer for the next few months, what do you do?
adrenaline in the soul. You know,
Vince is gonna see that face paint and think, you know what you need instead of that face paint. We're gonna see a big star on Veer Mahan's face very soon.
Oh my
ladies and
God.
gentlemen.
face paint on a pole match.
Man. Well, congrats to Veer for finally coming. And we will see you.
Oh, he's coming. He's coming hard.
He's coming. He's coming. He's gonna. Wait, where is it? Where
He's
is
gonna
it?
come. He's gonna puke. He's gonna puke. He's gonna come. He's gonna come.
April 4th, damn it.
Oh my God.
We're gonna be
goodness.
canceled. We're canceled. That's it.
Tavern's been canceled, ladies and gentlemen. Tyson, you know what? There it is.
Yep.
Veer is just a missed MLB prospect. He had to retire after getting Tommy John in 2014. Yes, this is actually true.
Wow.
Veer, it is. I don't know if anyone's seen the Disney movie about the $1 Million Arm. That movie is about him and his brother.
God.
Yeah.
And
That's
by
right.
the way, you know, I don't
No
like,
wonder.
I don't like to take credit when I'm right, but
Oh my God.
I would like to say that there was I don't remember exactly when this was, a while ago, that I said, look out for Veer to be a top star in the WWE if they book him correctly. I believe it was on the SmackDown show, I believe, when we still had the brand split on the Tavern.
What
I
did Tom say? Are you out of your freaking mind?
I'm out of your damn mind, Veer. But I said that if they pushed Veer as a face, as a top star, get this $1 Million Arm story behind him, he could be a viable threat in WWE. And everyone looked at me like I had five
Well,
heads.
I had no clue at the time. To be honest with you, I don't remember. But
And
now
April
that
4th.
hey,
there
now
we
that but
are.
it makes sense to me.
Now,
It
I
does
don't,
make
I don't
sense
like
me.
to say I told you so, but come on now, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Yes, more context. He was the first Indian to play professional baseball and spent several seasons in the minor leagues, reaching a single A level. He is a subject of the movie $1 Million Arm, The More You Know.
Any chance they put that into his storyline? Do you think they'll bring that up at all?
You know, it would be smart if they did, but I guarantee they don't.
You know who I want him to go up against?
Who would that
Henry, Rowan, Gardner. We'll go through the year. Henry Rowan Gardner versus Fair. Give it to me.
Oh man. All right. Well, that's enough Veer talk for now. I want to go into one. Tyson has a question. Do you book him as a face or a heel?
Well,
Yellow jacket, green jacket.
Who gives a shit?
Yeah. But he's from a foreign country. He's gonna be a heel. We know.
Oh man.
Yeah, that's true.
Xenophobia. That used to be called patriotism.
Yeah.
Moving on, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to go into our last part of the outside the ropes. So everyone is talking about how the most intriguing story going into this Mania is obviously the Fatal 4-Way for the women's tag team title. I'm kidding. It's for the Brock versus Roman. Obviously the best story going on right now. You got truck doors being ripped off. You got Cowboy Brock coming out. Yeah,
I used to own a truck just like that.
Yeah, very true. I'm sure that broke a little piece of your heart when you saw that. But
not enough rope shaking.
You should have took off both doors, says Scott.
At the same time.
I don't know, man. I think it just would have been more impressive if he did both doors at the same time.
Oh my God.
But everyone is saying that Brock and Roman obviously is the best story going on right now. But I got to say, there are some other... Well, we're just about to get into that because I'm going to say, if Boney didn't cut me off, God damn it.
Sorry.
I was going to say that there are some other intriguing stories that we feel are also stories to look out for, which comes to this segment, which is what is, outside of Roman versus Brock, the most intriguing story going into WrestleMania? Boney, start us off.
No, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and go to MVP if he's ready, since I've been cutting people off. I'm sorry.
I'll probably, for me anyway, one of the most intriguing storylines is definitely, you got to go with Johnny Knoxville and Sami Zayn. If it's, as far as like SmackDown goes, it's Roman, Brock, Johnny Knoxville, Sami Zayn for me anyway. I mean, obviously we have Charlotte and Ronda Rousey, but that's, below that. I mean, just the outside storyline side with the phone number, and if you follow Sami Zayn on Instagram, you see all the posts of him, of people calling his phone and trying to FaceTime him, and him just like going insane. So apparently he's actually I'm not sure what they're gonna do on SmackDown this week, but apparently he's in Johnny Knoxville's area, and he's gonna try to find some dirt on Johnny Knoxville. So I'm kind of curious as to see if there's gonna be like a tape vignette where he's like going around different areas trying to get, or he's just gonna bring that stuff back in the arena and just use the Titantron and show like whatever information he found and stuff like that. But I mean, it's entertainment. It's entertainment, pal. It's a blood feud essentially. I mean, if you think about it, I mean,
We'll make movies.
so smug. I hate how smug he looks in there.
I wish whatever he was eating, he would just like he would have swallowed it before he did. It's so gross.
Great movie, pal. He starts choking on his food. I just want to say that Ivan is in the chat. Welcome. Circle of Debate. Hope you're having a good night, or whatever time it is over in California. As he says, AJ versus Edge for me, but wish it could be pushed back a bit more. But it looks that the feud will be a trilogy. It seems like. I don't know about that one. I feel like this is going to be a one and done. We already saw a trilogy with Seth, so I feel like you need at least something shorter for Edge. I'm sure a trilogy could work fine. It's fine, but I think it's better off just to have the one match, and it makes it more impactful for Mania. With that being said, Boney, what is your match? What is your story?
AJ and Edge for me. I mean, I love this new Edge character. Yeah, like I mean, it's perfect. Yeah. I love heel Edge, as I think that's why his rated R character is what got him over to the moon. I mean, he was pretty well over, but at the time, but his heel work is what really sent him to the moon. And I think is just a better heel than face. Not by much, but he's a good face for sure. It's not like those situations where you're like a Seth. Seth's way better heel than he is a baby face. But man, golly, I love the storytelling in this, especially incorporating it with the Seth Rollins stuff, the new theme. That's just perfect. I like how they're kind of taking some shots towards MJF a little bit, with the "I'm better than you" stuff. I'm better than everyone, should say. I think this is going to be a banger of a match. Probably the match of both nights.
Oh yeah.
And I think this is. I'm going to tip my hand a little bit, but I think it's going to be the start of a kind of a mini warpath of Edge. He's going to kind of go on a tear for a little while.
I would love to see it.
Yeah.
We always talk about how the rated R superstar, that gimmick is great, but it wouldn't work, obviously. And nowadays, you can't have, live sex celebrations on a Monday Night Raw. But
you can, unless you're scared. They're scared.
Yeah.
USA Network begs to differ on that one. But no, but I mean, if you were to ever turn Edge heel, this is the way to do it. Just something completely different. And we always talk about Jericho being like, the king of reinvention, if you will. And he is, obviously. He's been able to stay relevant, give himself a new character. I think Edge definitely has to be in that tier as well. I mean, this is something that we have not seen whatsoever from Edge. Completely different side of him. Sure, we've seen the blue lighting before when he debuted and whatever mysterious Edge.
Yeah.
But this is different. Like this is, I'm excited to see it. Tyson asked, what are our thoughts on the new theme song? I love it. I think it fits so well. You don't want Edge to be a heel and have his music you can't do it. And I like
can't have Metal Angus.
Yeah. But I do like that it's an Alter Bridge song because it still keeps up with that kind of story.
Oh, bring this one up.
Let's mention
I was
this.
waiting for this.
Chad says, I know one story it isn't. Becky and Bianca, that Becky promo was an all-time try-hard shit promo, man. Becky is garbage.
It was so bad. That was all right.
She's a channel changer for me now.
Yeah. I didn't even watch it.
I didn't watch it. I was just like, I'll go back to it.
I went back and watched it on YouTube just to try to try to get the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah,
but I had no clue what the hell she was talking about. It was bad
because she doesn't know how to play a heel.
No, that's a thing. Yeah, she's not a good heel at all. She needs to stay as a face,
and she's really not even a good face.
Maybe she's not even good.
Not enough face paint for me.
Exactly. Not enough rope shaking and face paint for me. I was listening to that promo Becky cut, and I turned to my ears, and all I could say to my ears were,
"You're bleeding."
Your soul, you won't sell your soul. I was like, what are you talking about?
Ivan says, well said, Boney. Let's see if this match can steal both nights. All right. Look at you over there. Hold up your title, why don't you? Acefield says both tag title matches have been built up well. As a supporter of tag wrestling, it's nice to see Raw highlighting legitimate teams. RK Bro is fun, and they will get one of the biggest pops night 2.
Yeah, see,
I don't know about the SmackDown. SmackDown.
Well, yeah, that's the Usos and Shinsuke and Boogs. I cannot believe. And that match was announced early. Like they announced that like a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
Rick Boogs is Hawk's favorite wrestler. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I thought they were. True. I thought on SmackDown they had like the Usos and the Viking Raiders like kind of like in a feud, and they just dropped it for some. At least it's a legit they're a legit tag team that could obviously take the titles from the Usos, but I'm not sure where that all fell through. But yeah,
Chad says that Becky promo that Becky promo was some silly
Yeah, that
ass
was
Lord of the
bad.
Rings
My
cornball
she said my
shit.
precious in it. She said this is my
My precious. My precious.
I want to bring this up. Acefield says, "Young Anthony, are you still confident in your Bianca
Yes.
take?
Yes.
That this is always about her getting her moment back. This feud has been bad. Okay. Well, here's what it comes down to. Getting her moment. Define
Oh my
getting
God.
her moment. No, listen. Define getting her moment. Because if the moment is having a great feud with Becky Lynch, first of all, that's not really a moment. That's a feud.
yeah.
If her moment is getting the Raw Women's title at WrestleMania, then yes, it has worked properly. And I was correct. The feud being bad doesn't really have much to do with it.
No.
Listen, Brock and Roman at the first time around, WrestleMania 31, the build was horrendous. They did tug of war the night before.
Yeah. Yeah, they did.
The match was great. You
Look at the
always
question.
rely on
Look
the
at
build.
the question. Look at the question. And
What's
I agree
the
with
question?
you. Getting her moment
You agree with me?
back.
Oh, you agree with me? God damn it.
No, getting her moment back. He's referring to 26 seconds.
Yeah,
No.
You're not going to know until she wins the title at WrestleMania.
No.
Getting her moment back means
so
you
she
gotta
wins
think
the
of this
title.
in
So it's
story, though.
all,
No,
it's all
because
good.
we're thinking of this from our I could book this better than WWE mentality, which is fine, but you have to think of this in the story. If getting
the story
her moment,
is shit.
it's shit. Yes, it is. But
Okay.
just
Thank you.
on paper, I'm thinking about this from just a script end. All right. Bianca loses the title in 26 seconds in a cheap win, for Becky. Becky goes on this full run. Bianca's bringing back her credibility little by little, and then she wins the title at WrestleMania, defying the odds. That's her moment. If she wins the title, if she doesn't win the title, then I will.
What's the odds?
She's winning the title. The journey to get that title back, Becky's not helping her with that moment that Acefield's talking about. So like the way this is
awful. But
the way this has been built, if she wins, it says, "Oh, Bianca won her belt back." It's not like, "Oh my God, she got it from that horrible person, Becky Lynch," because Becky Lynch wasn't doing her job leading up to that match. It's like the moment's got like that moment that he's talking about. It's not there for me anyway. That moment is like non-existent because the way Becky Lynch is portraying herself and the way she's carrying this feud is not. It's not leading up to that moment where it's just like, oh my God, I can't wait till Bianca wins it. It's just like, just get the belt off Becky already, pretty much. That's what it seems like.
Well, yeah, absolutely. Don't get me wrong. Becky Lynch has been not good in this feud or anything that she's done since she's come back. However, you have to also separate from what I'm seeing. I'm thinking of this from a writing perspective. That's the main way how I look at these things. I'm a film TV guy. I'm majoring in communications. I look at these things from a writing standpoint. The story is that Bianca loses in 26 seconds. Becky wins, whatever. Bianca just had what was the injury? Something with her throat? The Ricky Steamboat treatment?
It's a hyoid wound. So that means if she has dirt on Jeffrey Epstein, she can't be have an assisted suicide.
What a way to describe that. Jesus Christ. You had that one stored up, didn't you? You were waiting for that shit. anyways so she goes down with an injury. She's away this week. Becky cuts a promo. She will probably return next week to beat up. Yes, Becky is shit. Just put it how it is. The talent, I don't know. I'm tending to separate the talent from the story itself.
But
I think that's one way to look at it. And another way to look at it is by saying Becky has not done any favors for Bianca. But the way that they've been writing it, you can't blame the writing standpoint because they've done everything right. It just comes down to
you
Becky.
100% can, because who is writing for Becky's promos? It's clearly that she's not giving bullet points and she's going off the cuff. The writing is there. Not to mention what odds does she have to climb to get to Becky? Like she won Elimination Chamber. Like months afterwards.
She had to go through most of the roster. I mean, that Elimination Chamber in itself is a big
But that
thing.
wasn't the story. It wasn't like, okay, if you got to beat this person, this person, this person, this person to get to the Elimination
The
Chamber.
story was that after she loses on that Raw, she's back down, to the bottom of the card. Becky wouldn't take her seriously. She had to build herself back up.
So you do that on a random Raw?
Well, no, not a random Raw. They had the Raw Women's Title match on Raw.
I know. Yeah, it was a random Raw.
It was still a women's title match. It could have happened at fucking Survivor Series.
Why didn't it happen at Survivor Series or Royal Rumble? Well,
they had another
day one. Yeah, you could have booked it way better than the way they did it. I'm sorry.
They had the match with Sasha.
It's weak.
It's
weak. It's weak.
I think the story is weak because of Becky. I think the writing has been doing its job.
The writing also made Becky weak.
I think it's more Becky's fault, if anything. I mean, the delivery of the promo, you can give her gold, and I just don't think Becky is good at promos.
I think it's the character work that they have, because Becky at one time was good at promos. We could agree on that.
Sure.
Going back to 2018.
Marco, you're muted.
You're muted.
When she was herself, essentially, when she was like being herself and being the man and all that stuff. Yeah, she was really good. But now she has to like play like she has to do it. She has to be a heel.
She's being Seth Rollins 2.0.
Yeah. It's like I'm thinking just thinking of Charlotte, right? You put Charlotte in the ring with Bianca in a promo, like it's gonna feel like Bianca has no chance at all of winning that title. Like Charlotte's gonna put her in her place. She's gonna do the whole "I'm the queen," all that stuff, and it's gonna sound great. Charlotte's gonna look great when she says it, and you're gonna hear that confidence in her voice and in that promo that she's cutting on Bianca. And to me, Becky doesn't have like that. Like it doesn't. It sounds forced. Like she's like forcing the.
No,
like,
it is
herself.
It's awful. She's not.
We can't. We're just like we can't like even. It's just bad. That's all. There's no.
Yeah, and if we're talking about like we're writing a story and we know Becky's not doing great on this, why don't we make a pivot in the story? Like
that's true too.
Somehow I don't know what it would be. Either take the title off of Becky, or do something else. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. No, that's fair too.
It's just weak. It's just weak all the way around.
I think as far as the whole like writing versus Becky herself, which is the problem. You mentioned it, how Becky's character is very similar to Seth Rollins, which I agree with. And I think it's very interesting how they're both the same character.
Yeah.
If they could give Seth Rollins something like this and he's knocking it out of the park, something that should on paper be a stupid gimmick. Like let's put it at that. What is Seth Rollins' gimmick? Why is he knocking it out of the park, and why is Becky not?
Because he doesn't take himself seriously. That's the thing. Like he knows. Like if you ever seen like his if you seen any of his interviews or anything like those like little. You ever see those things that they did on WWE.com? It's like my child is a WWE superstar.
Yeah.
They interview the parents and stuff like that. Like he's not like he's just a. He's a boring dude. He's not the most exciting guy. Like if you ever watch him do interviews, he's not like he's just very monotone. But like
he's from Davenport, Iowa. What do you expect?
I mean, yeah, but then
there goes our Davenport fans.
But you know what he does though? What he does best is like what he's like. I'm not that. I'm the person he's on TV. He's not that person in real life. So like when he's out there doing it now he's putting himself into it. Like he's like this is what I'm gonna do. This is what I would be like if I was like, this type of person. He's going out there and he's proving it. He's showing like that he could do it. Like he just took it and he's always been kind of like a goofy kind of like character. Like even when he had the blonde strip in his hair and he's with the Authority, like he's kind of like he did a little bit of comedy. So like, he just turned it up obviously way up to, 11 this time around with the crazy outfits and the, the dancing coming out to the ring and all that stuff. But he's just doing it. He's just taking whatever's, I think that obviously he has a part in his character too as well. I don't think that's a WWE brainchild what he's doing right now. I think that's more of a collaboration and him having that tenure to, give his input on what his character is. As far as Becky goes, I don't think she has that.
And they see Seth like they see Seth and like, oh, I bet Becky could do that too. Like I'd rather her do her little Lucky Charms gimmick at this point,
Oh my god!
Come up with a bowl of Lucky Charms and go, they're magically delicious.
They should know that they, the last time they did like a Becky Lynch, Seth Rollins kind of like crossover, it didn't work out too well when they had like the man's what was it? The man's man or something like that, or don't try to make Becky Lynch Seth Rollins. Like don't don't give her that character. Just
I don't know who's
don't have her come out in crazy outfits like he does, and because what he's coming out with he's doing the body movements and he's laughing and he has this like he's kind of like sinister. She's not sinister at all. She's
just
not,
boring.
I don't know.
Well,
sorry, Becky, if you're listening.
Yeah.
If you're a fan of this, if you're a fan of the Rawdown, I'm sorry for.
We're not a fan of you. You suck.
Jesus Christ. Will you stop? That was a really good discussion, though. But as always, I'm correct. But let's. I'm the tag team champions. Let's look at some comments. Ace, I'm gonna blow through these comments because I haven't even said my interesting story about WrestleMania yet. I gotta talk about it because it's a hot take. Eastfield says Shinsuke and Boogs versus Usos is fun. At least they've been back and forth for a few weeks.
I agree. Meh. It'll be fun. I think. Yeah. Meh. I do like Boogs. I'm a Rick Boogs fan.
I am too. He's cool.
I'm not.
No? Oh, man.
Acefield continues. The damage is done already. Bianca has looked like a geek all feud. So even if she wins, it's done. Tyson says Mysterios versus Jackass and Captain Dipshit, a.k.a. Miz and Logan Paul.
That maybe LOL.
Chad says this is a weak-ass moment for Bianca. Ivan, still in the chat, says it all depends on how the storytelling of the match ends. If it ends with Bianca winning her title in 26 seconds, then it's not worth it.
You know what?
But it all depends on how this match.
It's not doing anybody any favors, though. Like
it might be. I mean, depending on where that match is.
Well, keep in mind, there's a rumor going out, and I'm surprised I forgot to even mention this. The rumor right now is that for night one, Austin and KO is closing the show.
Yeah, it's a main event,
and Bianca and Becky is opening the show.
Yeah, so it's going to be 26 seconds. He actually might be right.
You know something?
It might be just a full circle.
That's true. Holy shit. Stay tuned on Rawdown for next week for that for those predictions. Acefield says her moment was last year and mucked it up. If Austin wins at WrestleMania 14 and gets squashed at SummerSlam and spends 1998 50-50 booking, Austin would not be a star. You can't have two WrestleMania crowning moments. There's one crowning moment, and you have to build for that. She can win again at Mania, but there's no undoing the damage. Who's to say this is even a crowning moment for her? What if this is just a win?
Yeah, no.
Does every title win need to be a crowning moment?
No, not necessarily.
If Brock wins the title, is that a crowning moment for this character?
Thank God!
Oh my God!
Finally,
this up and comer after 20 years, he's battled his way through the UFC. Minnesota Vikings.
For Roman, it will be
the Minnesota Vikings.
His boyhood dream.
The boyhood dream has come true.
The Saskatchewan dream has come true. And Acefield was agreeing with Marco. That's all you need to know. It's never been about Bianca. The man's man, says Tyson. Last year was a crowning moment for Bianca. Exactly. Agreed. That was her moment. This year, I don't even think it's a crown. She's already crowned. If anything, this is just another notch in her cap. That's like saying that John Cena beats Triple H in 22, WrestleMania 22. Then he beats Shawn Michaels in 23, or even before that, 21, JBL. Saying all three of those were crowning moments.
Yeah.
No, I think the crowning moment was JBL winning the title, and then after that, it's just feathers in the cap for Cena.
I don't know.
I mean, the title win for me is the biggest thing.
It was pretty big. Yeah.
Being Triple H was pretty big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It solidified his
Beating Mr. WrestleMania is also pretty big too. But
yeah.
I
mean, you can say it's true.
But Cena was booked strong.
Yeah,
Never squashed.
yeah, great job. Ace, man, God, that dude, he knows his shit, man.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
Yeah. Oh no, Cena did the squashing. He never got squashed. He did the burying and the squashing.
That's true. That is very true. All right. So before we move on to who won the week, I do want to give my intriguing story to look out for WrestleMania. And I'm sorry, folks, but I'm gonna have to hit the button.
Hot takes here. Get your hot takes here.
My number one story to look out for. You know what it is. I don't think you do, honestly.
I think I know. You're a fan of this guy. See, you're a secret fan of this. It's a male, right? It's two males.
Happy Corbin.
No, it's not that one.
It's not two males. It's not even 3 or 4.
Oh,
however,
okay. Maybe I'm wrong.
It's 30. I'm going with the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal as the story to look out for a few reasons.
What is wrong with you?
The last year it wasn't even on WrestleMania. They had it on SmackDown.
Right now they're saying that it's going to happen. So what I'll say is,
jeez.
Well, one, there's not a clear winner, and I don't think there has been a clear winner the last 2 years. No one knew that Jey Uso was going to win. Blah blah blah.
Yeah. I forgot he actually won.
Yeah. Goes to show you the real prestige of that tournament. By the way, look at all the winners of who won that Battle Royal. Cesaro, Matt Hardy, Big Show, Baron Corbin, who else?
Braun
Joe
Strowman.
Rawley, Braun Strowman.
Yep.
How many of those guys are still in the WWE? Anyways,
none of them.
Yeah, they're all
except for Baron Corbin.
Baron Corbin.
Yeah.
Jey Uso.
He's happy though, so
he is very happy. With his madcap. So I say this is the match to look out for. I kind of came up with this idea before they said that Omos was getting a singles match. But there are different people that you could, and this was also before, some other stuff. But I was originally going to say there were different people to look out for in this match, such as Omos. This was before his singles match, but still he's in contention. Plans change. He can just be thrown into this battle royal. Number 2 was going to be Veer, because I thought, before the whole Raw after WrestleMania thing, maybe he would be, he could still be just thrown in there as the winner. Who knows? And yes, it is supposed to be Omos versus Lashley, according to sources. You know who I thought was going to be Omos's opponent before Lashley was announced?
Giant Gonzalez.
Close. Great Khali. I thought they were going to ship him out.
So the rumor is
piss, Undertaker.
The rumor is Lashley and Omos in a singles match at Mania.
Yes.
Who wins that? Because here's my thing.
I guess Lashley.
They're going to throw out my whole main event thing if Lashley loses to Omos.
Yeah.
That knocks him down a few pegs.
Lashley has to win that.
But I don't know. It's
oh shit.
So here it is. So if you knock down Bobby Lashley, he's gone from the main event picture. You definitely have to put Cody Rhodes in there.
This?
You have
at that point,
he's solidified in that main event scene. If that's
at this point, it's just better off to do Omos versus Great Khali because you can't go wrong there. Oh my god! All right, anyways, but
come on, please don't do that to Lashley. Please don't do that.
So
I feel like they have like a bucket of figures and they're just like reaching in and grabbing two. Like, oh, we're gonna put these two guys again. Like right now. Close my eyes. I'm gonna do Warlord versus Dude Love.
All right, I got Nyla Rose versus Matt Hardy.
There you go.
Rude Matt Hardy. That's the match. That's
Keith
it.
Lee versus Chris Jericho.
Goddamn, pal. Actually, that would
goddamn it, pal.
We might actually be able to see Nyla Rose and Matt Hardy face off in AEW. So fingers crossed.
Anything happens in AEW. But I said Omos, I said Veer, and both of those guys kind of thrown out the window. You have your other guys in there, like, other guys. However, the one guy to look out for, Gable Steveson, because apparently he posted a tweet and then deleted it because he probably fucked up, saying that he was going to be at WrestleMania.
A surprise entrant in the it's a possibility. You have
he just won what's it called, the NCAA, whatever they do over there, in the fake sports. But Nick Storm is in the chat.
That is the
Nick
fake
Storm.
Shit.
What's up?
Good eye, mate.
Oh, see, he agrees with me. Now Rose Matt Hardy would be an insane feud.
Hey, mono e mono.
Mono e mono.
Oh my god. This is definitely going to be the last Rawdown episode ever. We may not make it to Mania next week.
Fucking hit the music.
Who won the week?
I hate this show. I hate this show.
I mean,
oh my god! I didn't watch Raw, or did I watch Raw? I watched the last 30 minutes of Raw, and I watched some clips of SmackDown on YouTube. You know what? Actually, you know what? I'll just hit it. I gotta find out if Sneed was the one who made that or if it was Chad. I feel like it was Sneed who made that little match because they do all the voices for all these things. So I think it might have been Sneed on that one. But match of the week, AJ and Seth, safe to say.
Yeah.
Well on the way.
I mean, I liked Finn Balor and Austin Theory. That was actually a pretty good match as well.
Yeah.
It's pretty. Pat McAfee with his, sideline antics.
Pat McAfee, just take him away from the mic.
He's the best signing in the last decade, according.
It's like he was out there trying to be the Rock. Like, I'm just like cringe city, bro. Good Lord.
Nick Storm says I won the week.
He definitely did.
The real winners of the week are the friends that we made along the way. Or just waxing poetic. The broken VCR. I've heard that so many times. I could probably recite it word for word. I love that. Do you like movies? I mean, really like movies. Seth and AJ was match of the week, says Acefield Retro. And in a reveal right here on the Rawdown, it was Chad and Sneed harmonizing. Wow.
The talent coming out of the tavern.
When's that album dropping?
Right? I need me a tavern album.
Yeah, man.
Yes, I do stand by Pat McAfee being one of the best signings. I stand by that. You're gonna call me crazy, but
better than Veer.
I thought
better than Veer.
See, I thought your storyline that you're gonna pick was Austin Theory and Pat McAfee.
I had that's what I thought you were gonna.
Yeah, I was like, because you love Austin Theory secretly. I think you like.
No. I don't love Austin Theory.
I love Theory, so
I think he's cool. First of all, I love me some Veer. That's who I love. I was the one that did I pick Veer to win the Royal Rumble? No, I was close to. I picked Austin Theory to win the Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
But no, he's one of my boys, but not my boy.
Pat's your boy.
Pat is my boy. He is my boy. I mean, really like movies. The Broken VCR.
Check it out.
Any cinephile will love. However it goes. That is such a good commercial. Anyways, McAfee's crotch chops on Raw were when the edibles kick in meme. Oh, Nick, we already made the Veer jokes. You're late to the party. Late to the party. Oh, man. All right. Well, with that being said, I'll hit it one more time for the people in the back.
Who won the week?
Raw or SmackDown? Who was it this week? Start with.
It is really close.
Start with Marco.
Man. For me, I'm gonna go with SmackDown only because not mainly the the wrestling per se, but just the the storylines that are driving into WrestleMania. I think are more like obviously Brock Roman, Knoxville, and Sami Zayn. Also, the Charlotte and Ronda Rousey to end off SmackDown was actually pretty decent. I didn't hate that much. That the brawl that they had there. And obviously Austin Theory and Pat McAfee. They have 4 storylines on Mania right now that are, that are kind of driving Mania for me anyway.
SmackDown is very story heavy. We'll give them that.
Yeah.
I'm going Raw. There's one thing we missed out to talk about. We didn't talk about
Oh,
that
the
son of a
KO.
bitch
Yes.
from the north
How
of
did
the
we forget
border.
about that?
Cold. Yeah, Kevin Owens.
Well, you can damn well bet that Stone Cold Steve Austin's going to be there.
Stone Cold Steve Austin will be there.
How do we forget about the French Stone Cold?
That was actually really. That was he. He pissed off a lot of everyone in that arena.
Oh, it was great.
Twice.
It was amazing.
Hey, and he got me both times. I'm like, oh, nice.
He's actually here. Do you think he actually makes an appearance? The go
Probably
home?
not.
No.
Not. He's
God,
Not even
your
via
whole
satellite.
Just a bit, didn't I? Says Shawn Michaels.
Not even a via satellite video. Not even a.
Nah, he's too busy drinking lager and El Segundo.
True.
Got my new beer. Got it promoted at Mania. What?
You can bet your ass.
And that's the bottom line.
I like the sound of young Stone Cold's voice. He has kind of more more high pitchy.
Yeah. I
There were
missed
so many
97
people. There were so many people complaining about the Kevin Owens segment.
God,
It was good.
I would just
I
love
know it
to
was
see
good.
if
Why were
Twitter
they
was
complaining?
around during that Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart segment. Canadian Twitter would just be in an uproar.
Dude,
You can't tease having Bret Hart come out and not do it, damn
Au
you, Shawn
revoir.
Michaels.
when they
Au
did
revoir, WWE Network.
have they not seen like the best thing that WWE does is when they like making fun of other superstars like Shawn Michaels and he was dressed as when he did the whole Hulk Hogan. He had the spray tan
Yeah,
and he was on dude. It was great. Like that stuff's funny.
they even did it with CM Punk when
Good shit, pal. Oh my God,
they played Punk's music and then Paul Heyman walks out.
Yeah,
Like,
that and then
And he sat Indian style in the middle of the ring.
yeah, then CM Punk did that dressed as Jeff Hardy. Came down with the Jeff Hardy music and everything, and
That was
everyone
a
thought it
great
was
one.
him. He actually
The
did it
Rock was a
really
great
good though.
one.
He did
The Miz and The Rock.
Yeah, Miz and The Rock.
Is The
I mean,
Rock?
Why were they mad? Because Stone Cold wasn't actually there. Is that why?
Yeah, because
I mean, come on.
when
It's-
a
bunch of
wrestling
children.
company teases something and don't deliver right away, it's automatically the worst thing of all time.
one thing for sure, when that glass breaks, that'll always get a pop, man. That's never gonna stop.
Yeah.
He could be 100 years old in a wheelchair rolling down that. Yeah.
He could be 50 years. He could be 25 years old. He could be 100 years old.
120 years old. A mummy.
Can't keep up. Okay. So we have Raw on this side. We've got SmackDown on this side. God, it's tough on this one because both shows were pretty good.
Yeah.
Both shows told some really good stories. I think SmackDown was very story heavy. But you sold me on that KO Stone Cold. I totally forgot that happened. And Seth and AJ was a phenomenal match. Everything that happened with Seth after the match was also very good.
Oh yeah,
This
he went-
is bullshit.
he went out. He went Bret Hart on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll go
Frustrating
with
is not the
Raw.
goddamn word for it.
I've been screwed by the boy toy.
Been screwed by you. All the boys know I'm the best there is, the best there
Yes,
was,
on his
the
tagline.
best there ever will be.
That would have been. I mean, that promo was great, but it would have been so much better if he didn't put that in there. Like he didn't have to put that. We know he's the best there is. Wasn't
that's when I knew Sean was better than Brett.
Jeez, you make a lot of people mad with that comment.
Well,
J-Bone, did you see the list I put in the group chat of my top 15 wrestlers?
I think I missed that. I'm sorry. No.
Gotta go check it out.
You
comment.
Yeah, you ruffled some feathers there with that.
Well, I ruffled Hawk's feathers, but Hawk's feathers are always ruffled with the style and grace. So all right. I mean, was there anything else that we wanted to? Unless you wanted to read the list.
Oh yeah, I saw it now.
You saw it now.
Yeah. Yeah, he's an idiot. We'll just leave it at that.
Well, Nick Storm agrees with me, and Nick Storm is never wrong. So I would say I was correct.
Sean is better. The Heartbreak Kid lays down for no man.
Except when he loses his smile and doesn't want to lay down for Brett.
But I didn't lay down.
All right. Well, if there's nothing else to be said,
Hey, yo.
It's time to end the show. Look at that toothpick. I caught that. Folks, thank you for joining us for another great episode of the Rawdown. Boney, where are we finding Coming Down the Aisle?
Coming Down the Aisle. Head over to comingdowntheaislepod.com. We got a lot lined up, man. You swear I'm Turnbuckle Tavern, one-man Turnbuckle Tavern over here. I got just dropped today bracketology with me and the Ultimate Miles. You can head over to Coming Down the Aisle Instagram. We got voting going on right now for the HBK bracket. Tomorrow we'll be the Stone Cold Steve Austin bracket. And then the following day will be Ric Flair. And then we'll do the Sting bracket. So basically we'll be voting because I got to catch up. I was supposed to start this last week, but with everything with Scott Hall, I kind of put it on the back burner. So they'll be voting every day, 12 o'clock each day. So I'm trying, may not get it on the dot, but definitely check it out. It'll be all around that time. This week I've got the Mayor Aaron of Lumberjillville. We're going to actually take a look at the last week's main event at AEW Dynamite.
Nice.
Thunder Rosa versus Dr. Britt Baker. So check that out.
Nice refresher.
Also, I dropped the list this past weekend as well, too. Top 10 Razor matches, Razor/Scott Hall matches. I'm going to probably be recording some Free the Fig stuff here shortly. I got a ton of stuff to open up, so a lot of stuff will happen.
Nice.
Dang.
I'm looking forward to that bracket. I can't wait to see how that turns out. I'll surely be voting.
And real quick, I'm sorry, I purposely put Sean and Brett in the same bracket.
Yeah, I mean that's
ridiculous.
That's great booking right there.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You really booked it well, didn't you, pal? Marco, where are we finding the Chick Foley show?
Oh, you're finding us everywhere. We actually have a new episode out right now. We do some little retrospective on Razor Ramon, aka Scott Hall. We dive a little bit into WrestleMania as is. So we actually the card that they have now that we kind of predict what's going to happen, all that stuff. So that was very entertaining. We also have obviously our Facebook group, chickfoleyshow.com. Join the Foley fam. So actually, if you haven't listened to the show yet, the Phelpses are moving. They're moving to Tennessee pretty soon, in a couple of weeks, actually. And they are having like one of the biggest like sales ever. They're literally like selling like a lot of their collection. They're selling not only figures, but like, pay-per-view chairs, like belts. The folding chairs. They're selling belts. They're selling literally like everything. So if you're not a part of the fam, definitely join up and get in on one of those deals. Definitely.
I almost pulled the trigger on that ring, man. I was thinking about it hard.
Dude, the ring's pretty sick. I kind of wanted to buy the blue winged eagle title belt because I forgot they actually had that, and I was like, damn it. But didn't do it. But definitely check us out there. Obviously, Chick Foley Show on Twitter, Chick Foley on IG. If you want to follow me, I really don't do that much, but MVP Marco on IG. I'm looking into some stuff, and maybe I'm gonna be I'm gonna be the first probably person to do like a Chick Foley Show / Turnbuckle Tavern like amalgam show. So I'm trying to brainstorm right now, trying to bridge the gap a little bit more. But I'll keep you guys posted.
Just in case y'all go, like Chick-fil-A show goes into hiatus for a little while.
Yeah, I mean, obviously you'll find me here on the Rawdown. I mean,
Right.
I won't miss a week, but definitely. I think I spoke to. I'm not sure. I spoke to. I think maybe Tom. It was just like offline, and just maybe do like an interview show or something like that. The MVP interviews, other podcasts and stuff like that. We'll see. Like I said, I'm brainstorming, trying to get this stuff going. So
yeah,
we'll see what happens.
Yeah,
awesome, man, awesome. Cool. Nick Storm is just lighting it up. Marco's the only 10 I see.
I love Nick.
J-Bone's the only 10 I see. Young Anthony's the only 10 I see, and he says that Chick-fil-A Tavern show would be amazing.
Yeah,
and we all agree. All right,
we'll see.
Nick Storm's the man.
He is the man. Thank you for coming around, Nick Storm. Rare appearance on the Rawdown. It's always welcome. For me, Classic Match Classroom Sundays, dropping episodes. We just dropped Razor versus Shawn. First time I ever saw the ladder match. Really?
It was a good show.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah, we have a lot of fun over at the Classroom. This week we're doing Hogan versus Rock, WrestleMania 18. Definitely want to check that one out because Tyler, the professor himself, was at that WrestleMania in Canada.
Oh, yeah.
And I cannot wait to get his take on that. Also, I wasn't going to announce this, but it's the Rawdown. We got to announce some big news on the Rawdown. I'm actually starting up a new type of, I don't want to call it a channel, but it's more of like a brand. It's called the Independent Epicenter. What that is going to be is that I'm going to be working with small local independent wrestling companies, not just in New York. I'm based in Brooklyn, but could really be anywhere in the nation. And I'm going to be making promotional videos for those companies, hyping up their events going forward. I'm currently working with one company already, and they have a show coming up on Saturday. It's Invictus Pro Wrestling. They have
I've heard
big
of them.
tournament.
Yeah.
Invictus,
They have a big tournament coming up, the 8th City Open. So you will be seeing my face involved with Invictus Pro in some capacity. So it's a really cool thing that I'm starting up. The Independent Epicenter is what I'm calling it. So I might make some socials for it. I'm not really sure what I'm exactly doing, but like this is kind of going to be my push going forward. The Titantron might kind of be pushed to the side a little bit because Titantron is a WWE word. Can't copyright that one, but Independent Epicenter. That's probably going to be the thing going forward. Right here on the Rawdown, I'm announcing that shit. So wow, exclusive right here.
Nice.
So all good things going on at the tavern. Really fun stuff that we have going on. You definitely want to check everyone's content out, not just at the tavern, but the Pod Foundation as its entirety, because we are some amazing individuals. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, the music is playing, and you know that means that we have to plug the Turnbuckle Tavern. Folks, if you enjoyed what you heard, and I know that you did, make sure that you go on over to theturnbuckletavern.com. You can support the tavern in any possible way. That includes going over to Instagram, following us on Instagram, following us on Twitter, following us on TikTok. We hit 5,000 followers in only a few months on TikTok. It's huge. Keep those numbers growing because it helps a lot. I just want to say thank you to Acefield. Thank you so much. Thank you to Nick Storm. Thank you guys for the support. Anyways, back to the plugs. Yes, the Turnbuckle Tavern. You can find all of your tavern support over on those websites, including links to our merch. You can head on over to Teespring over at theturnbuckletavern.com to get the official Rawdown logo on some merch, including, like our model is showing right here, Marco, the MVP, showing that Rawdown shirt.
Yeah, look at that.
You're going to want a logo on that shirt, 100%.
That Bonnie Schiavone.
And we'll get to the pro wrestling
Schiavone
tees, but look at that. Bonnie Schiavone on the tee right there. Beautiful shirt. You can get some stickers. You can get a mug, everything that you would want over at Teespring. And then you can go on over to prowrestlingtees.com/tavern, where you can get your some more Rawdown merch. MVP Marco, Young Anthony, of course, that Bonnie Schiavone shirt. Show it one more time for the fans at home. Show us that shirt. Beautiful shirt with the mic. The beautiful font. Everything is looking phenomenal on that shirt. Get yourself a shirt.
I think his
Prices will
font's
want-
been ripped off by some of those bullshit artists. But yeah,
Bullshit artists.
Oh my
Prices
God.
you'll want to turn your attention to over at theturnbuckletavern.com. The podcast release schedule is a beautiful one to take a gander, take a look at. Monday is the Turnbuckle Debate. Tuesday is the Broken VCR any cinephile will love. And the fucking GCW show. Wednesday is, of course, the audio version of the Rawdown, where you get to hear us and not see us. Thursday is the flagship show, talking all things AEW over on the Turnbuckle Tavern, where you get to hear Hawk, unfortunately. Friday is the Turnbuckle Sessions with Mike and Tom. And Saturday is the audio version of Big Night. Folks, we are just about a week to go until the biggest show in Rawdown history.
the most
The
stupendous
Rawdown.
show.
The most stupendous Rawdown in our history. The Rawdown Wrestlemania Predictions. President Sneed has confirmed some surprises are on the horizon. What
Yep.
those may be, I don't know. But he has an ace up his sleeve. We're just going to have to wait and see. But until then, ladies and gentlemen, I feel like we need like a full brawl just to end out, like how the Raw after WrestleMania ends. But with that being said,
Like the moving
we
camera.
have been, yeah, we just start fighting at the end. But with that being said, it has been the Rawdown. Until then, take care, spike your hair, woo woo woo, you know it, and let's brawl to end out the show. What's gonna happen? What's gonna happen? What's gonna happen at Rawdown Mania?
Okay, Brandon.